Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lost Planning the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Arcata of Arcata Law, small law firm in central Minnesota. I know my microphone is bad. I'm fixing it right now. StreamYard completely went fucking bonkers right as I was going to start the show a second ago. And I had to restart everything, and I realized that it would fuck up the audio. Sorry. How's it going, guys? What's up? Welcome to the show. How you doing? I hope you are doing really, really well. I'm not going to answer calls on the stream. Silly. I don't know who's calling me, but I hope you're having a good time. We're in this weird post-Christmas, pre-New Year's haze. And that's all. It's a strange part of the year, right? Like, well, some of you kind of go back to work. Others of you don't. But the ones who do, it's like pretend, right? Because you're like, well, year end is coming and we're having another holiday in like a week. So it's this strange spot. For me, it's been very busy trying to get a bunch of stuff done that has nothing to do with YouTube, doesn't have to do with kids' school. It's like this, I got a couple days. I got to go do a bunch of shit. So that's been a blast. Speaking of that, one great thing to have around the holidays is friends to hang out with and visit. And one of mine is coming to hang out tomorrow. Drex will be here tomorrow, I believe, is the rumor from him. So tomorrow's show, we'll have Drex. Friday's show, so far is should be Drex. Flawedzilla has confirmed for Friday. Been meaning to have Flawed on for quite a while, just never put it together. Flawed will be on Friday. We should also have Camelot again, I believe. And so that'll be a good time. That'll be a good time on that. We might have some more other people on as well. I just haven't confirmed with anyone yet. So that's what's coming up for the rest of the week. I believe Drex and I will be doing a New Year's Eve show as well, which is Saturday, I think, right? What's up, Adriana? Good morning. Saturday is New Year's Eve. I think we'll be ringing in the New Year's here on chat, I believe, or here on stream, I believe. But I gotta check and see. We might not, just because it kind of depends on what the kids are doing and stuff like that. So, oh yeah, I got to put the Rumble link in the description here on YouTube. The Rumble link is actually working today. If we do a New Year's show, the full show will probably be on both YouTube and Rumble, unless we have some subjects that are a little more Rumble friendly. We'll see on that. All right. But that's what's coming up this week. The Kyle interview is going to be, he said, the first week of January. So I got to confirm the specific day with him to do it. That will be, we'll get that worked out as soon as possible, and I will announce it. So I'll be reaching out to him probably tomorrow, because I'm gonna have some time to do that. Let's see. How was your Christmas? My favorite. It was great. God, it's fucking fantastic. Some more other people. Your English is goodest. Yes. Angela Chung, will you watch and run Casey Anthony trial with us? Is that started? That's already started, right? What's this on time stuff? I wasn't on time. I was 8 minutes late. Uh, Kyle is kind of bad at interviews. This will be interesting. I think a lot of time. I think sometimes if the interviewee doesn't come across well, it might be the problem of the interviewer, but I don't know. I think we'll have a good discussion. I think we'll have a good discussion. I think we'll have a good time talking. So that'll be a blast. 1 second. Okay, sorry. Very important locals chat to answer. But there we go. Did you get the Steve Gosney email? I did. He's calling me out for letting Legal Vices outgrift me on selling his book or whatever. But anyway, yeah. So tonight, however, we have a show, of course, and it's going to start with an oldie but a goodie. Of course, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I saw a Depp story that was in the news today. And it made me think about, well, first, I want to talk briefly about the Depp story. It's from the Daily Beast, that's kind of like, I'm trying to analogize what reading the Daily Beast is like. Okay. Reading the Daily Beast is like getting an enema with hydrochloric acid at a high concentration and then being mad at the shit that comes out, right? Like all the sloughed off skin and viscera and all of that stuff as you slowly die. That's what reading the Daily Beast is like. And they're pissed off about Johnny Depp. They're always going to be because, they're not part of reality. They're not part of reality. They're just part of the idea media, right? There's an idea that Johnny Depp's a bad man, and so therefore he will be a bad man in the idea media for forever. It doesn't, facts be damned, outcomes be damned, juries be damned. It doesn't matter. So we're going to talk about that, but that's going to transition like a Keffels into this other thing where there was I talked about Amber Heard's settlement statement. I think we read through it or whatever. But I was in a talk with some other lawyers and other people about Amber's tell-all book that's coming out. And there was discussion about subsequent defamation. And so I kind of wanted to do like this educational bit about defamation law, how it works, how settlement agreement works, what that means. And then we got to speculate from there because we don't see the settlement agreement in its actual final form. And we probably will never get to unless it leaks out. So I thought, and I know it's cringe and painful, but I thought we'd talk a little bit of real law related to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard with this specific sort of context to it that's been in the news over the past week or so. So I hope you guys want to see that. After that, we're going to talk about that masculinity segment that I missed yesterday. I didn't get to it because of the drinking and the joking and reading through that document. The document about the banned words or the words that need to be removed from technology was amazing. It was 13 pages long. I thought it would go a lot faster, but it was just so fucking stupid. And so I want to talk about that, or I want to get to the masculinity segment, which is about pop stars destroying masculinity and it being good, according to the media. Because again, men are trash. You've learned this now, hopefully, that men are garbage, pieces of shit that need to be removed from society. Because why would we want men around? It'd be silly. It'd be crazy. Stuff might get, something. I don't know. So anyway, we're going to get to that. And if we have time, I'm going to cope stream about an angry comment from a clip channel. Because someone was really mad that I made fun of dead Stephen Hawking. I mean, I don't even know why you'd be mad at this. Like the guy, I mean, he couldn't even keep living. Could you imagine being that pathetic? But they were very upset that I made fun of Stephen Hawking. And so I want to talk about mocking people and mocking the dead. And like that, because I think it bears some exploration. But if we get to that, we will. But that's kind of the last topic. Because it's got to be the last topic, because Stephen Hawking would always come last in any foot race. So I guess it's just the way things go. Okay, we've got Cult of Personality with a huge super chat. Thank you so much. Says Jim's last stream is on New Year's. Can't believe the combo of cancer, AIDS, and anime is going to send him to the great pie in the sky. Hope all's well and swell between you and Daddy Jim and Jersh. Got to make some big changes in my life for 2023. So take this one last donation. Well, last money from me. Wow. Brother, thank you so much for contributing to the show as always. And you're doing me dirty in locals. Thank you so much for that. And dude, always, as I will always say, take care of your own life and needs before you even think about contributing to me. I of course appreciate every dollar that comes in, and everybody who watches and everybody who clicks like, all of it. People get to participate to their own levels, and it's all shocking and a blessing to me. So you never have to ever explain anything, but I really appreciate the super chat, of course. And I hope everything works out for you in 2023. I really do. As far as I know, everything is fine between me and Jim and me and Josh, but I haven't talked to Jim in a long time. So maybe he's mad that his internet non-friend did the thing or whatever. I don't know. I don't know. He hadn't said anything to me. Won't return my calls or my texts, or I handed him a note in class and it said, "Do you still like me? Check yes or no." And he just left it on his desk. And as he walked away, he went, and then they put him on a gurney. Anyway, it actually really, really sucks to see Jim dying, because I think he's a necessary part of the internet, and I'll be curious to see who steps in and tries to take the role of the Medicare. I don't know that it can be done. I don't know, but we'll have to see. Maybe it's Pippa. Pipkin Pippa would be great. Let's see. What else do we got? There was a super chat that came in early that I don't have on here, so I got to grab that. Mr. AI says, "Hello, Mr. Ricada. I first started watching you during the Vic saga when you went on the kill stream, and have loved your sense of humor ever since. I was wondering if I could borrow some clout and advertise my first stream." Yeah. It says, I think it's Mr. AI. Of course. Guys, check out Mr. AI on YouTube. I don't know how you're going to advertise it. You can't share links in the chat, but you could try. Tell people where to find you, brother. Hyper Shouta, Pippa wants to know more about the Baldo. Bitch, my DMs are open. I've DM'd with you. Just ask. I'll tell you whatever you need to know. I'll see if I can, I'll talk to her. I'll send her a message. And see if we can solve any Pippa questions about the Baldo. Pippa's fucking hilarious. Okay. Mandy, Nick, do you need me here right now? Mandy, I need you here at all times. You're the mod. What am I supposed to do without you around? I don't know. Okay. All right. Oh, she tweeted it out. All right. The fuck? Hold on. Why am I not signed into Twitter? God damn it. Hold on. This is very important. What? The account being is already logged in. Okay. Then why does it show me as not logged? There we go. Skip. Pipkin. Okay, here we go. I just got to reply to Pippa real quick. There we go. Okay. Send. At some point, Twitter's going to give me the damn blue check mark that I paid for. I promise. They haven't sent me anything. I don't know. I have no idea why they won't, what they need from me. Legal Vices says flogged 54 books for Ghazni in 2 hours. He was a happy camper and had 5 shots of rum before noon. He's learning. Did he die though? How did he have that much rum? Every time I see Ghazni, he's like sniffs beer and he's like, oh, I'm drunk. It's so funny. It kills me. Scott Baines, good job jumping in to help out Zombies Go Numb the other night. Very, very cool of you. Best wishes for a great 2023. Hey, thank you, Scott Baines. And Mr. Al says 113 can't be wrong on Twitch and Twitter. So the number 113 and then can't be wrong, all one word, on Twitch and Twitter, 6 p.m. Eastern. My friends and I are starting with some Warhammer Darktide. If you lot would enjoy seeing someone who can actually beat Millennia, make a joke of himself with friends, please stop by. Go get it, brother. Have fun. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, here we go. Let's get into this Johnny Depp topic. Depp Daily Beat here. All right. So here we go. I hope you guys are ready for some media splaining or whatever, and then some actual law talk. Because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay. All right, here we go. So this is from the Daily Beast again. Johnny Depp reportedly sabotaging his career comeback with old habits. And this is just, look, this is going to feed. I saw this headline. I'm like, ooh, what's he doing? Is he just mainlining cocaine like off of the director's penis? Like what's Johnny Depp doing? Has he chopped off his finger on his own again like he did before? Clearly. What has happened here? What made this into such a big deal? And of course, we're going to get to the we'll get to the ultimate answer, which is he's late to the set. He's late to the set. So here we go. Depp and director slash co-star Maywen Lebesco. I don't know how to say that name. Is it Maywen? Lebesco of his next project. I guess his is to Johnny Depp because I think Maywen is a woman. Jean de Barry are said to have been screaming at each other the whole time during production. Literally the entire production. Literally the entire production. Just screaming. That's it. So let's check it out. One might think that Johnny Depp would be on his best behavior following his massive public trial earlier this year. I'm not going to do this on every line, but why? Why would he be on his best behavior? The thing is, Johnny Depp's behavior on set was literally never a problem. It wasn't a problem for Johnny Depp. Ever. That was a manufactured part of the trial where they tried to pretend that the A-list actor who the entire production relies on to make the movie being late to the set somehow is going to make the A-list actor not sell $1 billion worth of tickets. But Johnny Depp can sell $1 billion is a bit much. I guess the last Pirates was what, 840 million or something. Johnny Depp puts asses in cinema chairs. He just does. If it's a big production, he does. If it's a small production, obviously he's not going to make $1 billion off some small indie film, but he'll still put asses in chairs for those indie seats because it's Johnny Depp. He does a consistently good job at what he does. So why are we pretending, though, that it would be anything other than that? Like, why would we, that he would do anything different in that light? Again, this is running with the stupid narrative. The narrative that that Johnny Depp was somehow causing trouble by being tardy or whatever to a production shot, when it's just not true. And I don't know what else to say. That's that. But here we go. Back to this. Sorry, brain. But the actor is reportedly back to his formerly reported professional peccadillos on the set of his comeback project, Jean Dubarry, formerly titled La Favorite. Actor Bernard Montiel shared rumors from the set of the upcoming film on the French talk show Touchez pas mon poste, Don't Touch My TV Set, in October. In a panel interview that's recently begun to make the rounds in English language media. The actor and commentator claimed that Depp and French director Maywen Lebesco, known by the mononym Maywen, had been clashing. Quote, "I've heard some noise from the shoot. Very serious stuff," Montiel said. So Depp is an excellent actor when he comes on set, except sometimes at 6 a.m, the crew is ready and nobody turns up. Wait, so nobody turns up as Johnny Depp? Or is it nobody? What does this actually mean? What does that actually mean? So of course, Maywen, who is the director, gets angry, and the next day she's the one who doesn't turn up. And you've got Johnny Depp and she's not there. It's finished over this week, but it's going very, very badly. They don't get on at all. They're screaming at each other the whole time. So so we've got this thing. So apparently, the movie's still getting made. Everything's going to be fine on screen. but they're screaming at each other the whole time. So I guess whenever any shot is being done, you'll hear Johnny Depp and this other person screaming at each other in the background, unless they have a great editor on post, which they probably do. Some might remember that Depp's constant lateness was among a series of alleged complaints from the crew of Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales shot in 2015 in Australia. But who made the complaints? Did they have anyone actually making those complaints from the crew? I don't remember. Like, I think I watched every second of the trial. I don't remember a crew member from Pirates testifying that he was a problem. I remember Amber Heard alleging it and someone citing them reading some article about it. But maybe. According to a production dispatch from The Hollywood Reporter in 2017, sources close to the production report tales of excessive drinking, physical fights with Depp's ex-wife Amber Heard, and constant lateness on set, which often left hundreds of extras waiting for hours at a time. They're extras. They're not even people. Extras on a Hollywood set. You know how you become an extra on a Hollywood set? The director looks at you and looks at the executive producer. Executive producer looks back and says, "No, I wouldn't even diddle them. You're an extra." There you go. You made it. You made it. You made it to being an extra. Good job. Because if you'd get diddled, then you'd just be in the movie. Oh, God. I hate Hollywood. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer, whose sources told The Hollywood Reporter, frequently found himself strategizing with other higher-ups around Depp's tardiness. Yes, again, they all know who Johnny Depp is. They know how he acts. They know all of this stuff. So then you just plan for it and you budget into it because you still need Johnny Depp. You still need him to do the damn movie. So you're like, well, he's going to do the character. So we got to figure out how to work around his eccentricities. You just have to. But let's see. So Jerry Bruckheimer told the outlet, "You've got to understand the kind of pressure Johnny was under in Australia. At times, helicopters would follow him home. There'd be so many media outside his gates that trucks were feeding them. There was so much stuff made up about him that Johnny had a fight on set and had gone back to the States, which we both read about while we were in his trailer." So Jerry Bruckheimer's there basically saying it's all fucking fake. Like, and he's gonna give him a shitload of leeway because of what he's going through. Depp's alleged chronic tardiness also came up during his defamation trial this year against Amber Heard. Tracy Jacobs, who testified that she'd worked as the actor's agent for decades, claimed that she'd explained to Depp that his constant lateness and substance use were hurting his career. Except his career wasn't hurt. We've been through this. I can't keep ranting about it. His career wasn't actually hurt until Amber Heard made her allegations. So it's like, oh, it's hurting your career, except it wasn't, though. It wasn't. If they're claiming that Depp is returning to tardiness, are they claiming he is retardy? Well, remember that we're talking about the French, and to be late is to be en retard. That's where the word retard actually comes from, is to be late, behind, lagging, not current. So yes. Let's see. Quoting CNN quoted Jacobs as saying his star had dimmed due to it getting harder to get him jobs, given the reputation that he'd acquired due to his lateness and other things. People were talking, and the question was out there about his behavior. Yet he still managed to get those jobs. This summer, Depp claimed an explosive defamation trial that Heard had defamed him in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed. While she did not name him in the piece, she described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. So here's the thing. Notice the language around this. Depp claimed explosive defamation trial. She did not name him in the piece, and she just described herself as a public figure representing domestic abuse. The jury held Heard liable for over $10 million in damages, but also awarded her $2 million on the grounds that former Depp attorney Adam Waldman had defamed her by inaccurately calling her allegations a hoax. It's a bunch of mitigating language. They don't want to just say the reality that he won, right? Saying Depp claimed after getting a jury award, no, Depp prevailed. He didn't just claim it. Depp proved at trial this thing. That's what actually happened. Of course, they don't want to say that. They can't. Earlier this month, Heard announced that she'd made the very difficult decision to settle the case rather than move forward with her appeal. Source close to Depp told the Daily Beast at the time that Heard agreed to pay $1 million, a deal that precluded her paying the full $10 million. News of Depp's latest film role broke in January after he'd lost his libel case against the Sun publisher news group newspapers in the UK over a piece that called him a wife beater. And before the Virginia trial this summer, Variety has also reported that Depp is set to play King Louis XV in the new film. Director May Wen, who's also an actress, will star as his final mistress, after whom the film is named. Variety also noted that as a period piece, Jean de Berry is a new direction for May Wen, whose previous works include DNA, Monroy, and Police, have all been contemporary. Netflix is set to license the new thing, blah, 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 blah. No North American release has been announced. Fair and Balance. What's up, Farron? Says, still talking about Johnny Depp drama? Any other drama to talk about? Oh, Farron? Farron? What you doing? I hope you and the family had a merriest of Christmas, particularly your favorite child. Happiest of New Year's. Make 2023 your bitch. Oh, I got to take my favorite one, as you referred to her, to her doctor's appointment today, just for a regular checkup. And she's hilarious. She's hilarious. It's just just sitting there. She will constantly just subject, and she doesn't let it go. She doesn't ever let a subject go. She will just, and she will sit there and wait and then remind you that she was talking about a thing. She's fun. I like her. Okay. So anyway, but thank you, Farron. And I hope you had a Merry Christmas as well. My Christmas was great, as stated earlier in the show. So that's the Depp article. Look, this is how the whole thing is going to go for a while for Johnny Depp. It's the difference again between fact media and idea media. Idea media has Idea media has developed an idea about Johnny Depp. They developed it back in 2016, Deppmanbad, once Amber made her accusations, or 2018. I think it was 2018 when she made her first accusations. And then by the time she publishes the article, like everything's a shit show. I don't remember the exact timeline. It doesn't matter. Once she divorced Johnny Depp, made very public accusations at the time, that's when Deppmanbad started. And it picked up steam. And then the media cannot have egg on their face about what happened. They cannot have the reality that Johnny Depp won, that nobody at all finds Amber Heard credible, that all of the allegations that she made up back then were bullshit then and should have been known to be bullshit. All of that is cannot be allowed to stand. They must plow through. The jury got it wrong. The jury got it wrong, according to Idea Media. Now, Fact Media will just point out, no, Johnny Depp, he claimed it was all, he claimed it was all defamatory. He won. Amber Heard had lied about all of this stuff. A jury has said it. It's done. Right? and they'd go on and just report about Johnny Depp. But the idea media must perpetuate the idea that he's a bad guy. And that's how they do it. Okay. Now, on to the next part of the discussion. What's up, Boss Klutwich? I don't know how to pronounce your name. What the hell? Okay, sorry. Amber Heard book deal. Amber Heard. I think the tell-all book was it in the news recently? Nope. All right. I'm not sure why I got wrapped into a discussion about Amber Heard's upcoming book. I figured it was in the news recently, but I don't see it. So instead, we'll just talk about this in the sort of hypothetical. It's a Dutch name. I can't pronounce Dutch names. Do I look Dutch? No, kind of. I kind of have some Dutch blood. But not a lot. So anyway, we'll talk about this in this context, though. Amber Heard came out with her settlement piece, and I talked about that already. We know the rough details. Said Amber Heard will pay $1 million. She'll pay $1 million to Johnny Depp. Presumably, Johnny Depp will not pay any money back to her at all. That will be kind of how that works out. So he'll get $1 million, which he's already claimed he will donate to charity, and she will be off the hook. Now, there's an interesting legal question here, which I will ask you in just a moment. First, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and click the like button on YouTube and click the plus button if you're over on Rumble. If you actually like the show and enjoy the content, make sure you click that like, click that plus. It helps. It really helps the show on every platform to have that happen. And I really, really appreciate it. So anyway, the question I'm going to ask you is simple. I guess I'm not really asking you. What does the settlement mean for the jury verdict? So Breck says, supposedly the agreement Johnny and Amber have can be broken by continuing the actions of defamation the court has settled. Book breaks deal and allows a full claim instead. Where's that? Where I hear that as a supposed option, and it certainly could be. But where is that supposedly coming from? Oh, shit. Did I not call it a plussy? Oh, if you're on Rumble, pound that plussy. Yeah, turn it upside down and pile drive right into that plussy all day long. So this is the thing. To my knowledge, there is no release of the agreement. And Amber Heard's statement that she is not bound. Well, here, we'll pull up just for the relevant. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Okay. So what Breck. So he says, I have no idea, but it was reported on several YouTube channels I listened to. I've seen no written agreement. Yeah, about that. That's kind of what prompted me to talk about this. That, and I was like, well, what can I talk about tonight? And I was like, oh, yeah, Johnny Depp came up, Amber Heard thing. I've heard some lawyers say some similar things, and I keep wondering what they're basing that on. I'm not actually sure. but let's take a quick peek at this. So here's her statement. And this is what I want to focus on. Down here, I have made no admission. This is not an act of concession. There are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice going forward. That's a pretty strong statement. Now, this is Amber Heard. Amber Heard is a liar, a routine and habitual liar. She lies about a lot of things. And Johnny Depp's counsel have called out Amber Heard a little bit on this, but they didn't push back very hard on what she can and can't say, which I found to be curious. The problem we have is we don't see the settlement agreement, but let's talk about what settlement agreements do. They can do anything. However, it kind of looks like this settlement agreement invalidates the jury verdict, legally speaking. The jury verdict will always stand in the minds of the public, right? The public gets to make things up. Make up their minds about what they see. And what they saw is a 7-member jury unanimously decide that Amber Heard had defamed Johnny Depp. You can't change that. You can't undo it. Nothing at all can be done to locals, you pissing me off. Nothing on earth can be done to undo what people will have decided about that jury thing. But the legal argument is different. The legally operative verdict and judgment was entered by the jury, but that was appealed, and the appeal is still pending, and it's not finalized. So by settling all claims now, they effectively undo what the jury did from a legal perspective and replaced it instead with a $1 million agreement from Amber Heard to Johnny Depp. And that means that if in that settlement she makes no admission, she makes no concessions, and there is no gag order, then Amber Heard did not defame Johnny Depp legally, which sounds weird, but it's true. If the settlement agreement is written that way. Now, would you want it written that way? I don't know. For a normal client, no. For a normal client, no, you wouldn't want that. What you would typically include in a settlement agreement like that is an agreement that the other party would be barred from further advancing the defamatory notions that they had said that brought them into this mess. Part of defamation suits, as much as we all like to pretend it's not, is to get the defamer to stop defaming the defamed. Now, you're not allowed to do that. No. You're not allowed to use the lawsuit to silence the speech of someone else. That would be crazy. That would be using the state to stop people from talking. And no one ever does this, of course, because if you do this like in an anti-SLAPP state, you're automatically losing. Like that's the whole point of an anti-SLAPP statute. But that's really practically the purpose of all defamation suits. Like just fucking stop defaming me, right? Like, will you stop saying these things? That's what you want to happen. Now, you want compensation for the economic losses, and that's the legal request. That's how you win a defamation suit, is to get compensated for what you have been, what this has cost you. But the two things are technically true together. They're technically true together. While they're true together, again, they're distinct from the practical side and the legal side. And that's the important thing that I think is getting missed in this entire discussion. Without seeing their settlement agreement, I am guessing and speculating. And most importantly, so is every other person. That's important to remember. I love my lawyer bro and broette content creators. And I think sometimes, and I've done this too, we may get ahead of ourselves on what a thing is when we don't have all of the information. So with that, the caveat is that all of this is speculation. All of it. So take this with that in mind, but also apply that to everything you've heard. It's really simple to get wrapped up in these big lawsuits. And then as a content creator, I'm saying, and to ride with kind of a narrative. Like, we know that Amber Heard's the bad guy. We all saw it validated. It was great. But it's important to take a step back and remember the legality and legal aspects of this. Now, I'm not calling out anyone specifically. Again, people get to speculate on this stuff. I just want to be clear that this is speculation from all of us. And we may see at some point the document, but usually those are confidential. Now, it could get leaked. Any number of things could happen, but they're usually confidential. What really concerns me, though, is this section from Amber Heard. She says there are no restrictions or gags with respect to my voice moving forward. And if she's got a book deal, the question then becomes, can she make the same allegations in her book that she made about Johnny Depp? Two things. One, outside of something in the settlement agreement preventing her from doing so, yes. And that's true even if the jury verdict fully stands. Even if the jury verdict fully stands. That's true. Okay? Two. Well, let me expand on that first one. If the jury verdict stands, you can always say the same defamatory thing you said before. Courts usually don't put an injunction on someone's speech. Now, you can request an injunction. And have the speech stopped, but courts don't like to do that because they get really hard to enforce. It's complicated. And most importantly, this latter part, which blends into the first part, once someone has been sued for defamation successfully, especially in the public nature that Amber Heard has, how can Amber Heard further defame Johnny Depp? Like, practically, how can she do it? Remembering that the elements of defamation are simple. A publisher says to a third party something that is not true, that damages the reputation of the defamee, right? And this last part is damage. Can Amber Heard practically damage, like, is that even a thing that's possible? Can she damage Johnny Depp again? Does she have the credibility to do so? She can say the same thing. She can say the same thing that she said before, but does anybody believe her? Is Johnny Depp going to lose a role because of what Amber Heard says now? Because anything he lost based on what she said before anything he loses based on what she said before is covered by the existing defamation suit. So how can she further defame him? This is the real question. Now, it is possible that Johnny Depp, and here's how I envision it happening. Johnny Depp, let's say he's got a show scheduled for his band, right? The show's been scheduled, went through, it was either scheduled after the trial or scheduled before the trial, and they stuck with him. And then Amber Heard drops a tell-all book. and then they cancel his performance after the tell-all book comes out or after some statement she makes. Well, then you can try and link those things, right? Then you can try and link everything together and say, okay, this new defamation lawsuit or this new defamatory statement by Amber Heard is a new thing. It's not the old thing that he's being punished for subsequently. Because there's some people who will always and forever ignore Johnny Depp because they don't like they believed Amber Heard's thing, or they just don't want the drama or whatever. Johnny Depp will be canceled by some people forever. That's just not going to change. And so how does she continue to defame him? Practically speaking. Legally speaking, or well, I should say legally speaking, that damages element will seem to be missing from any future claims. That's a problem. So can Amber Heard defame Johnny Depp further? I mean, it's theoretically possible, but it's really difficult. One, she doesn't have the credibility. And two, something new would have to happen. A new loss would have to occur. So if Amber Heard writes a tell-all book and repeats all the same allegations, is she guilty of defamation? Probably not. Unless there's something specifically within her settlement agreement, and we can't know what's there. We can't know what's there. But if there is something in there, then what you'd probably have is one of two things. You would have a liquidated damages clause, which says if you violate this by furthering the defamatory thing, each thing will be worth X amount of money. We saw this in Trump's lawsuit against Stormy Daniels on this channel. They had a liquidated damages clause in her non-disclosure agreement. If she violated the non-disclosure agreement, she would owe Trump a big grip of money and there's no way to tell how much each damage or each statement that she made would be damaging. So you just have to kind of estimate it ahead of time. And it was a pretty expensive amount, 10, 20 grand, 30 grand per shot. I think it was per statement that she made. And that's how liquidated damages work. So you'd have that, or you can say you could have a clause in the settlement agreement that says if you further violate this or repeat the defamatory statements, this is null and void, and we go back to the existing jury verdict. We don't know what's in there. We don't know what's in there. There is another possibility. There's another possibility that the jury verdict would stand and the $1 million is to settle only the appeal claims, but that seems like a catastrophically bad deal for Amber Heard. A really good deal for Johnny Depp, and that's not a likely outcome on a settlement. So what do we got? What do we got on this thing? All we know is that somewhere we've got a settlement agreement that appears to settle all of the claims in the lawsuit for $1 million from Amber Heard to Johnny Depp. That is a far less favorable outcome than Johnny Depp got. But it's reflective of what his team has always stated. Depp was not in this for the money. And he shouldn't be, because $10 million or effectively $8 million and some change net to Johnny Depp is not that much money. I mean, it's a lot of money, but one movie role is worth more than that for him. 1 year of work is worth way more than that for Johnny Depp. So it's still beneficial to have that, even though it's a far less beneficial thing. It also cuts out the cost of litigating the appeals. And litigating the appeals is going to be very, very expensive. But this is part of the complexity of settlement agreements, of jury verdicts, of all of this stuff. And with commentary about it, it's all speculation. It's all speculation because we have to try and guess at what we can't see or know. And we can base it off of our experiences, both personal, professional, our experiences covering different topics. We can kind of try and say, what, how would this be crafted? But the Johnny Depp trial was also a once in a lifetime type of event. And I think, it's a generational public trial. The last one that was even close, in my opinion, was OJ. And we look at these two things, they're wildly different. I don't know if any civil trials as public as Johnny Depp was and as publicly watched and with as much social impact. So we can't really say that based on our experiences that this would be normal because nothing about this has been normal. Nothing about this has been an ordinary trial. And so we shouldn't expect an ordinary settlement. Johnny Depp needed his name cleared publicly. He got that. That was the thing that he won. Johnny Depp was going to get that name cleared publicly, whatever the jury verdict was. Let's go. Coco says, I can't watch your bullshit opinion anymore. What's bullshit about it? Oh, okay. whatever I did that made you mad about it. I don't know. But sayonara. Love you. I don't know. I don't know what, this is the what would be way easier? God, it'd be so easy. Killer King, he only reads negative comments. Yes, that's true. It would be way easier to come on, though, and just tell you that, yeah, if that bitch comes out and says anything negative, she's going to get fucked again by the courts and by Johnny Depp's lawyers. That's not reality, though. That's not the real way that any of this stuff works out. It's because you're Dutch? Well, that's true. That's true. Killer King, yours is neutral. I was just proving I don't only read negative comments. Nate talked about this already. That's great. I didn't watch Nate's video. I love Nate. And he and I can have wildly different opinions. But without seeing a settlement agreement, we're speculating on what's in it. And if they don't have a clause that she can't further defame Johnny Depp or defame Johnny Depp in the same way, then she can say whatever the fuck she wants. That's what Amber indicates. I know it's really easy to say that, well, Amber just lied about that, or she was too retarded to understand. But the lawyers, her lawyers probably went over her statement that was going to go out on Instagram. I'm going to guess. But maybe they didn't. I'm taking the neutral approach here. And again, Johnny Depp got what he wants. So if Amber wants to write a tell-all book making a bunch of defamatory claims against Johnny Depp, he probably doesn't care. Because he won in public already, which is what he wanted the first time. Ben Chu says the verdict stands and they will sue again if she does it again. That should tell you everything right there. That should tell you everything. Why would they have to sue if she does it again if the verdict stands? The verdict stands in the eyes of the public. Ben Chu is 100% right. And it always will. That's what I opened this entire tirade with. The verdict was won in public. That was the goal. It was the stated goal of Johnny Depp and his lawyers going into it. It was the victory pre-trial. They didn't even care, they wanted to win, obviously, but they didn't care if they won at trial. Johnny Depp getting on the stand on camera was the victory they all wanted. All of us in the law commentary community talked about this. Johnny Depp going on stand and Amber Heard going on stand was the win for Johnny Depp. Whether he won or not, he ended up winning, which he should have. That jury verdict will always always stand in the eyes of the public. But in the eyes of the law, the settlement agreement invalidates the jury verdict legally. Well, I shouldn't say it invalidates it. It supersedes it. And if they have to sue again over her comments, they'll have to prove damages. They'll have to prove the damages. That's an essential element of defamation. If they're suing again, they're going to have to prove how Amber's new statements defame Johnny Depp. And if you want to know how hard that is, if you want to know how difficult that actually is, think about this. Did Johnny Depp really only lose $8 million because of Amber Heard's defamation? No. No, he clearly lost $100 million, $200 million. Clearly. Maybe more. We have no idea the actual damage that he had lost up until that defamation trial. He's only able to get 8. And it's obvious, right? Like one Johnny Depp movie, $20 million, $50 million, $60 million for Pirate 6 would be $50, $60 million all told. He gets $8 million back. Just read the actual statement. Okay, here we go. Ben Chew statement. Amber Heard. Ben Chew response to Amber Heard attempting to appeal. No, we gotta see. Johnny Depp's lawyer reacts to Amber Heard's settlement statement. Okay, so Camille Vasquez. Let's see what she says. Matrix. Oh my goodness, with a huge super chat. Thank you. Says, I've followed you since just before Rittenhouse. You speak the truth all the time. My husband turned me into a libertarian. Our rights are being eroded daily. Again, I ask you to have Flawedzilla on. You guys are on the same page all the time. Do I send you a message? Where? You can, but I'm telling you, Flawedzilla will be on Friday. You probably missed that announcement, but he's confirmed for the Friday stream. We're going to be having a blast. I'll probably do, that'll be a panel show, but I'll probably do a more focused Flawedzilla show again. So let's see. Okay. Trying to find. I've got part of her statement here from Camille Vasquez. She says, we are pleased to formally close the door on this painful chapter for Mr. Depp, who made clear throughout this process his priority was about bringing the truth to light. This is exactly what I just said. Attorneys Ben Chew and Camille Vasquez said, the jury's unanimous decision, the resulting judgment in Mr. Depp's favor against Mr. Heard remain fully in place. Okay. The payment of $1 million, which Mr. Depp is pledging and will actually donate to charities, reinforces Ms. Heard's acknowledgement of the conclusion of the legal system's rigorous pursuit for justice. Okay, so if I read this literally, we'll go to the Brown Rudnick. Okay, so Brown Rudnick, right? Well, let me give them the full thing. So, all right, where's their news page? Public interest. Nope. Wait, news. Oh, where the fuck is this? Press releases. Oh, how annoying. Wait, I'm on the Brown Rudnick Public Interest Center. I don't want that. I want Brown Rudnick Law Firm. There we go. Firm news. Maybe it's in press releases. Fucking hell. Here we go. Well, this is one from December 19th that says the same thing. Is there anything else? No, that seems to be it. So here's the settlement. Here's the press release that they did on December 19th, which I think is the one that we're talking about here. Let's see. Brown Rudnick brand and reputation management team successfully negotiated a favorable settlement for actor Johnny Depp in his defamation case against ex-wife Amber Heard. Both sides will dismiss their respective appeals in the Virginia Court of Appeals on December 22nd. Under the terms of the settlement, Heard's insurer will pay Depp $1 million, which he has pledged and will donate to charities. The agreement also precludes both sides from filing another lawsuit in this case. We are pleased to formally close the door on the painful chapter for Mr. Depp. This is what we just read. In June, a Virginia jury unanimously ruled in favor for Johnny Depp, allowing a 6-week trial, and found that he had proved all elements of defamation. The 7-member jury awarded him $15 million and $2 million to Heard on the count of her counterclaim. After the verdict, both sides appealed parts of the decision. And, he was only able to get 10 million and change because the 5 million was punitive and was above the statutory cap. June Vasquez led the Brown Rudnick team, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is the statement. This still doesn't actually tell us anything. They'll dismiss their respective appeals. Okay, that's true. So if we read this literally and without the rosy PR lens, then we go, okay, well then Johnny Depp's getting 9 million, right? Is that what we say? Because the original judgment's still in place, right? Everything's still fine. Still got your jury verdict and judgment. You just got $1 million to dismiss the appeal. I don't buy that. But maybe that's what they mean. We don't know. We only get to speculate based on statements from each party. Isn't it like they could sue her for defamation per se, so they don't have to prove damages like defamation over rape accusations? Okay, so per se defamation satisfies the elements of defamation. You still have to prove damages to recover damages. You still have to prove them to recover damages. So you can win a Pyrrhic victory, $1 or whatever. I'm just saying, I think people are overstating the victory here. Johnny Depp's victory was always about the public image. It was always about the public perception. It was always about getting him on stand, letting him tell his story, and getting the truth out. The jury verdict was gravy. It was gravy. And if Amber Heard further defames Johnny Depp, they're going to have to show further damages. especially if the jury verdict still stands, which I'm curious how much it legally stands. Won't actually know without seeing the settlement. Or we'll know if she actually violates it, if she writes that book. And in the book, she says the same thing. But we won't know until then. But it's an interesting legal conundrum, right? And it highly depends on what's in the settlement. How many times he's going to repeat the same thing? A lot, because people don't seem to get it. A lot of people are talking about how, like, what we know about this. What we know about is very fucking little. What we know are two different statements from two different parties who are differently interested, saying things that don't quite match up. So where's the truth? Somewhere in the middle. Somewhere in the middle. But where you don't want to be in the middle, is on your retirement. On your retirement, something that you work for your entire life. That's where you want to be firmly on the correct side. You want to know what's coming. You want predictability. You want it to grow, and you want to stop any potential losses. And birchgold.com, sponsor of the show, is here to help you do just that. If you go to birchgold.com/knows, you will get this webpage, and they can give you information on how to protect your IRA or 401k. You just click this little green button. And when you click that button, it will give you a place to give them some contact info. They will contact you. They will tell you how you have an option to add gold or silver, physical gold or physical silver, to your IRA or 401k. Now, the reason you would do this is multifaceted. But one of the main reasons would be that gold and silver are a hedge against inflation. They're a hedge against market volatility. They tend to be pretty stable assets. And they're resistant to inflation as a commodity that is not directly linked to the value of the dollar. But when the dollar gets weaker and inflation rises, it costs more money to buy gold and silver, typically speaking. So it tracks with inflation and counters the effects of it. Market volatility, again, they tend to just be a little bit more stable. These, of course, are not promises on outcomes. I would never, ever do that. And neither would Birch Gold. They're here to tell you how to add a portion of your IRA or 401k into this to hedge your bets. It's about security. It's about risk avoidance. And if your risk tolerance is really high, maybe gold and silver is the wrong product for you. But as you get a little bit older, maybe you're thinking more about protecting those assets and less about growing them, Birch Gold might be right for you. The only way you can know is by getting the information, making that decision for yourself. And that's what Birch Gold is here to do. Birchgold.com/knows. Click the green button and they will get in contact with you pretty quickly to help you make the decision and make sure it's the right one for you. Most importantly, like I could tell you about Birch Gold. They have thousands of definitely not bot reviews. They're completely true and real. Or I could tell you they have an A+ rating from the basically ineffective Better Business Bureau. But let me tell you why I like them. They've never told me what to say. They've never asked me not to say anything. To me, I always consider doing business with businesses who don't hate me first. Birch Gold is much more concerned about getting you information and potentially selling you gold than they are about policing your speech or making sure that you have proper pronouns or making sure that you respect some weird trans person or whatever. They don't give a shit about that. They just want to talk to you about gold in your IRA or 401k or in your hand. You can just buy gold and silver from them. So for me, that's enough. Check out birchgold.com/knows. All right. Let's hit super chats. The rest of the super chats here on YouTube, and we are going to move over to Rumble for the rest of the stream after the YouTube super chats, but I always want to make sure I get those YouTube super chats first. just in case you don't transfer over to Rumble. So we're going to hit those. We've got Angry Patriot says, sup. Also, thanks. Hey, you're welcome, Angry Patriot. I don't know what I did, but you are welcome. Flawed TV says, shout out to Matrix for going so hard to get me on with you. She's been telling me every time she asks. Amp for Friday, bruv. Hey, what's up, buddy? I can't wait. I think it'll be the beginning of a long, beautiful, storied friendship. One that is told in myth and legend. Oh, shit. Mega Man Chronicles over on Rumble says, hey, yo, Nick, today's my birthday. Hope you've been well. I'm currently drinking and relaxing, streaming World of Warcraft. May I get a toast? I turned 29. Cheers, Nick, and cheers, chat. Yeah, buddy, I got you. I got you. Give me a second. Flawed, I'm going to need you to bring some jokes on Friday, though. To Mega Man Chronicles, happy birthday. You're 29 years old. That's fantastic. Enjoy the last year of your shitty late 20s and get ready, brother, to move into those early 30s, which will still be kind of shitty, but a little bit less. And then once you start hitting those mid 30s, that's when life starts to take on a new direction. I mean, things are a little different for you, of course, but most importantly, people start paying attention. You're saying the same shit. People listen because of an arbitrary number. You're getting closer to it. You're not there yet. Have fun streaming. Always enjoy life. Roll with it. Roll with the disrespect, and then roll with the respect, and enjoy the fuck out of everything you do. Cheers, brother. Happy birthday. Locals chat. I love you. Jason of TGA says, it is kind of amusing the results of masculinity leaving the stage during the Arizona debacle. Turns out the communist vampires have nothing to replace actual men with. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I assume it's related to the Carrie Lake lawsuit, but that thing, I talk about that lawsuit a little bit more on Rumble. YouTube is very mad when you talk about election lawsuits. Fair and Balance read that one. Fair and Balance also says, if my body and ass looked as banging as Lady Raggets after having 5 kids, I'll literally die a happy woman. There, I said it, ladies. You know you feel me. Appreciate it, folks. Quit your bitching. Much love, yo. Much love back to you, Farron. Thank you. Thank you. She's something. I like her. I like Lady Raggets a lot. Jason of TGA says, if the communist vampires are allowed to twist words, so can we. It's speculamation instead of speculation, and speculamate instead of speculate. Okay, we'll use that speculum, I guess. Holy shit. Jason of TGA says, if Depp was never involved with that vampire witch coven, he may not have needed or been supplied with so much drugs at all. Possible. Okay, next. We got Mr. AI says, thanks for the shout out. I really hope to see you in chat Saturday for Medicare. The internet is losing something that is hard to describe. It's people like you will fill the void. It's going to take a team to do it. Yeah. I'll try on Saturday. If I can get into Jim's stream, I'll try. I'll message him and just say, hey, if you'll have me on, I'm happy to do so. Love to give him a proper send off. I like the dude. I've liked Medicare ever since I encountered him. I was like, this is a guy I like. Tells it like it is. Laughs through life. My kind of people. Learned a lot from Jim. Everybody could too. Just laugh at shit. It's okay. It's okay to laugh. Sometimes shit's all retarded and whatever. Arias Rofokal. My dad just passed Christmas Eve. I know shout out to fathers are appreciated here. He may have rolled poor on luck, but his efforts were earnest, and he loved his kids and will be missed. Yeah. Just a second. Just a second. Arias, to your father. Sometimes rolling poor on luck's a man's lot in life. But I have a feeling. I have a feeling as a true man and a leader in your household that he didn't really complain about it that much. And he went, all right. And he worked through it and he moved on. Sorry to see a steadfast pillar of your childhood, your early adulthood, your life entirely be put to rest. But the pillar supported the structure long enough for other pillars to be built around it. Cheers to him in his retirement. Cheers to you and your memory for him. Peanut butter and jelly. When are we getting feet pics? From who? From me? You got to find my secret OnlyFans for that. Mario Carter 13. Amber's audiobook is $9.99 for the first minute and $4.99 for each additional minute. Oh, baby. Oh, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Drop Barracuda. My work has asked the employers to self-identify veteran status and or LGBTQIA plus status. Coworkers suggested I lie and identify as gay since I'm a white male. I actually am gay, but I find it wrong. Wait. If you're gay, just call yourself gay. Okay, I'm really fucking confused now. So they must not know. Like your coworker must not know you're gay. So they're like, "Ah, bro, just lie and say you're gay," and you're like, "Yeah." Oh shit. Look, take advantage. Take advantage. If they're gonna give you the advantage, take it. Take the fucking advantage, man. Think of it like sports. Why do you think all those weird soccer players flop around all the time? It's because the refs enable them to do it. But if you don't do it, someone else will. Take the advantage. What do you owe that? What do you owe that company that you're not going to take the advantage? What do you owe the government that you're not going to take advantage of something? You give to the government. You give to that company. And if you haven't heard my rant on self-worth and self-value, you're worth so much fucking more than those companies will ever pay you. So these little advantages, take them, use them. Of course you do. That's a universal truth, by the way. Everybody hired by a company, that company is paying way less than what you're worth. Every one of you, every single person. You're all undervalued by the company. That's the nature of adversarial relationships, right? They want to pay as little as possible for maximum output. You want to get paid as much as possible for your minimum output, and you meet somewhere in the middle. But that means that you're inherently getting paid less because you've compromised on your value. You have to. Even if they're paying you more than you think you're worth, that means you're worth more than you think and worth more than they think. All of these things are true. So, but anyway, no, take advantage of your advantages. You don't owe the company shit. It's just a corporation. It's not a real person. Ecosophist. Safety Act, the Purge Law in Illinois, ruled unconstitutional by Kankakee County judge tonight, will be appealed to Illinois Supreme Court. That'd be a terrible law to go into a place. Hopefully they keep it locked down. Peanut Butter and Jelly says, psychophysiological, 7th time I tried typing that word. Google doesn't like it. 27 years as a psych instructor and 34 years as a therapist. Was that in response to getting the feet pics? You want feet pics, just DM me. I got special pricing. Synapse says skill issue, correct? Liger, I don't know what that means. Liger Lord X, you know what would have made him late in Australia? Getting his finger cut off. True. True thing. Flawed says I'm a paralegal. Flawed, are you really a paralegal? That's awesome, brother. Go for it. Isis Donikdom says if Depp had lost, it would have been the wife beater Johnny Depp. Torthio feels Johnny Depp snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. Now, Johnny Depp won what he wanted to win, and his victory was good. His victory was good. Real Hydro PX says, Nick, why you no have any more eggs left, you old fuck? They died. They dried up. My vagina got so many cobwebs, and my eggs have been exposed to so much radiation. They don't work anymore. Malik Fox and Farron, you shut your mouth. Shh. Real Hydro PX, Adam Krigler, why you no cry no more on stream? I don't know. Peanut butter jelly. Every single joke for Amber Heard is being censored real time by someone at YouTube. He also says the bigger question is why inane low jokes are being censored in real time. I made 20 permutations of the same joke that was prevented. I have no idea. I can tell you that YouTube has an algorithm, and when anybody starts trending at all, when there's a lot of traffic around a name, including that name will trigger the algorithm into various censorships and demonetizations. This is explained to me by YouTube monetization teams, by the way. And the reason they do it, according to them, this is YouTube, maybe lying. Why you always lying? Anyway, maybe lying. The reason they do it, though, it has to do a lot with ElsaGate, if you remember ElsaGate. And that's where people were using Frozen as a tag to then get views. And in those videos, have a bunch of not friendly content for the average audience of Frozen hit and do a bunch of crazy shit. They were utilizing that. So what they did was they started demonetizing a lot of trending tags at the outset. Now you can get those things manually reviewed, but the algorithm will do it out of an abundance of caution. So they say, if you take YouTube at their word. Rumble doesn't do this. Cynthia Rackets, wish a big as your very own planet birthday to the chat's coolest Mormon. It's Carla Vegas's 29th. Hell, you like irony? Have a shot for Carla Vegas. Happy 29th birthday. Damn. I'm very happy for you. You'll hear from a lot of men online that women in their 30s are like, whatever. They'll tell you a lot about women in their 30s. Having talked to a lot of women in their 30s, they tend to like it more than their 20s. So 29, last year you're 20s. 30s are coming. There's a lot of fun life left. So don't listen to weird people about that shit. Enjoy the fuck out of what you do. Man, I want people to enjoy your life. Carla Vegas, I'm ignoring what you just said. Enjoy 29, lady. It's the last year of your 20s, and you're about to enter the best stage of your entire life. Cheers to you. Rita Castillo says, tell that to Bronca, Pinchy Nick. I don't know if he'll listen, but I'll tell him. Next time he's on, I'll be like, Bronca, 30-year-old bitches are great. Peanut butter and jelly, can you large screen your face again, please? I did. I'm back. I'm not your buddy guy, says woke culture is civilizational cancer. It deforms those infected and eventually becomes terminal for civilization if left untreated. Yes. Devoured Eagle, hey Nick, shout out to @OldNetD playing old PC games here on YouTube. Go there if you want to relive old classics with no commentary playthroughs. Oh, that's cool. Ricardo Law looks like a body double of Braille skateboarding on YouTube. Sounds like him on YouTube. Sounds like him too. Well, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm Braille skateboarding. How old is he? He's probably my body double. I'm fucking older than him. Character Holding says 999. You must have my opinion and reinforce that or you're a bad person. It's okay. Bev's Fry Bread Wisdom says, could Amber Heard have a friend write a book for her and get away with it? I mean, the friend would be subject to all sorts of defamation lawsuits, more than Amber Heard would. Truth be told, lol, thank you for the donation. Looks like YouTube censored your very spicy super chat comment. I don't know what it would have been. But it was great. It's probably funny. Braille skateboarding is mid-40s. Fuck, maybe I am his body double. Andrew Hansen, there should be a different element to defamation. Damages are being able to show that a person profited off of defaming the person. I like that. I like that. There are in some other things, but not in defamation. Peanut Butter and Jelly says literally every super chat is censored. Whee! Salty Army is legion. This is why we love Rumble. Why we love Rumble. Rumble has some issues with censorship. I'm working with them, by the way. I'm working on it. Trying to eliminate that. But not as many as YouTube. Hey, y'all says, how many people have told you your rants fire made them squirt? A lot. A lot of people. A lot of men. Men, why you be ejecting a bunch of liquid out of your vaginas? I don't get it. Peanut Butter and Jelly says, there's my Jew brother with the advertising. Only super chat, not censored. Lemau. In all honesty, gold, silver, platinum will always be about 2 to 7% ahead of the markets in the long run. Iram Rose, the settlement was on the monetary portion of the verdict. Amber remains a liar under the law. Defamed Johnny Depp, and the findings remain true under the law. We can't know that, though. Settlement agreements are wildly flexible and confidential. We won't know until we see the settlement agreement. You would hope Johnny Depp's lawyers put that in place. You would hope that would be true. But it might not be, because Johnny Depp doesn't fucking care. He cares about what happened on trial happening on camera, and he got it. And that's critical. What does a client want? Because clients fuck up lawyers' plans all the fucking time. All the fucking time. Clients will ruin your great best laid plans every day of the week. Redacted says, Rackets isn't wrong. I turned 30, dropped out of university, quit my job, and got my securities license. A year later, I'm in the management team for a mid-sized security company. Dude, it's crazy. Crazy what that 3 does to your life. Bubba Spaeth, my 2 favorite things, watching Nick and drinking old fashions. You've helped me out a lot when I was going through tough stuff. Cheers, buddy. Bubba Spaeth. I get these comments a lot. And I helped the chat. I helped someone in the chat. They're going through a tough time, whatever. Let me tell you guys, the chat and the show have helped me through some of the toughest things I've been through in recent memory by a long shot. And going through those things made some people mad. But hey, it's reality. You go through some fucking bullshit sometimes. As much as I'm there for anybody out in the chat, you're all there for me. And I talked about this somewhere. It was probably on a local stream the other day, but you have 2 options as a live streamer who streams almost every day. Lie and pretend like your life isn't happening, or acknowledge that your life is happening and share it, and go through it publicly with people. I don't lie. I don't pretend. I don't act. When I'm having a shit day, you guys tend to notice. When I'm having a good day, you tend to notice. I'll tell you all sorts of this is one of the funniest things. Someone called me a liar today, which made me laugh, because I'm like, dude, if I was lying, I'd lie towards making money rather than away from it. I'd lie for the grift, but I'm not very good at it. So just so you know, for every one of you, look, I love that I'm there for you guys. You guys are there for me. It's a quid pro quo, motherfucker. Tit for tat, bitch. Specifically, tits for tat. Oh my God. Send them. Iram Rose says, Nick, please read my super chat, sir. I did. Nope. Hell nope says, yes, take Facebook and YouTube and Google at their word. They got gold stars from the FBI and redacted, the only spoon in the knife drawer. All right, that's it for YouTube, guys. We're going to Rumble exclusive. We're going to Rumble exclusive. I love you all on YouTube. Thank you for watching. I encourage you to try out Rumble. Look, I know there's parts of it that you're not the biggest fans of, or some people aren't the biggest fans of. They're working on it. They're working on all that. It's going to take time. YouTube has a 10-year head start. Give them a chance. The content is there. Content is king. But if you don't want to move to Rumble just yet, I got you, girl or boy. Let's have a fun time. I'll see you very soon. I'll see you tomorrow here on YouTube and Friday. And most importantly, Saturday, which is probably going to be entirely broadcast on all channels. So it'll be a fun time as well. Thanks for hanging. See you over on Rumble only in 20 seconds.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen,